even though I didn't attend public school, but I am a huge believer in our public school systems. I think that there should be more of an investment put into that. And I'd argue we need to get rid of a lot of these private schools, a lot of these other alternatives, and really go an overhaul where federal government is just really all into really beefing up, change the school curriculum, because the school curriculums, I believe, are outdated. Seriously, they're outdated. And so I believe into investing and not taking away from public schools.
Okay. So while I am a supporter of public schools, the idea of shutting down private schools, I think would be going against what more and more people are moving toward.
Of course they want that.
And I am, again, I want to say I'm a believer in public schools and investing in our public schools, which is why even though I never had a child in a public school, I will still vote in general to support things that will support public schools. That said, I think we need to have other options that are also where families, that it's not just private schools for the rich, but where recognizing that different students need different things. And especially if you live in an area that has a lousy public school, that you should have the option to put your child somewhere else. I mean, you said you want it, all for the government to, and we need to change the curriculum. You said right? I mean, you said basically it's outdated. Well, yeah. I mean, so one of the things would be if you are in that area where you've got a school or a district that is way behind in the times, I would want my kid to go somewhere else, but I wouldn't want it to be only for the rich. So again, while I don't want to hurt public schools, I think we need to recognize that there are other school options that should be on the table that shouldn't just be for the rich.
The reason why I am, even though again, I've never attended public school. Never did. However, in my neighborhood where I lived, Ursula, a lot of my friends, they all went to the same school. And I used to be so upset that I could not go to the public school in my neighborhood with my friends. Now, as a child, I didn't understand that. And some of you all, maybe you've had kids who probably were upset about the same thing.
Oh, my kids. My kids, actually, at one point in time, we were thinking of having Eric go to the public high school because after 10th grade, he was like, why am I not in a public school?
Exactly. Yeah. Most kids want to go to school with their friends, right? That is good for them. Now, again, but now looking back on my situation, I think that it changed the trajectory of my life because of where I attended school as opposed to where some of my childhood friends went to school. I think that everybody should have that opportunity and that start. The more we continue with the big private schools and or charter schools, the more that is available for people to have a lot of money, the less public schools are. And again, I want to repeat again, I want public schools to prevail because I think in totality, collectively, that is what's best for our country.
Well, and I'm just going to say it's best if it is a quality public school district. And there are some school districts that are public school districts that are not up to snuff, period. And they need to do better with the money that they have and the resources that they have.
I would also add that the program that they're referring to is not necessarily about giving money to private schools that are for profit that parents have to pay into. It's about alternative forms of education that are free. Micro schools, programs of educators that want to independently run schools.
I got you. Point is, the more of that happens, the more I believe you're taking away from public schools. Summer in Gig Harbor says, Gee, you might want to let your listeners know that your son went to a prestigious private high school.
Yeah, no, you.
Okay. Yes, that's no secret. But again, why did I make that choice to do that? Because I went off of what I saw, what it did to my life, and I knew what was going on. I wish I can go deeper into it. Boy, I can go deep into that.
This is a little bit agree to disagree. But.
Because I can go deep into that topic.
Yeah.